my experience, the journey has been more important than any destination or any job title. And starting here today, the people that you meet along the way, your classmates, your professors, are the key to a warm and rewarding career. In order to find success today in business, whether you're solving problems with our national food supply, biomass compositions, or designing functional, smart clothing, you must have an edge. But before worrying about all that, and the fact that most aspects of business have become extremely complicated, I ask you first, right now, enjoy today.
Wherever you go, and whatever country road you come across, I urge you to remember the most vulnerable among us, and to use your talent, your tools, and yes, your treasure, for the benefit of kids. Fred Rogers once said this: we live in a world where we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. Graduates, this is your hour. Go forth and be our heroes. Make it your community. Make it your problem. Listen to what our children tell you. Keep an eye out for the lonely ones like Freddie, and tell them how special they are. For this is what was meant to be, that we all share in this place that's almost heaven, a place we all belong.
I look at people like you with a future very undefined, and tell you that don't look at life as far as being afraid to take risks, because I think a lot of times we misconstrue what real risk is. Risk is not making a mistake. In fact, making a lot of mistakes and continuing on is called learning. Risk is not doing things that matter, not doing things that make a difference.
I hope that you will find balance in your life. Work can be all-consuming, but life has to have a balance of hard work, family, community service, faith, and enjoying your hobbies or recreation. And I hope you have a lifelong passion to hike and bike our beautiful mountains. You can be a role model for a healthy lifestyle. As you leave campus today, I encourage you to strive to make a difference, and keep in mind the Michelangelo quote that inspires courage to aim high and perseverance to look at shortfalls as being short-term. This attitude will benefit you personally as well as the communities that you will shortly serve in some capacity.
Balancing work with family will take effort, but it's worth it. There is a Russian proverb that says happiness is when you wake up in the morning and you're happy to go to work. But 5 o'clock comes and you're even happier to go home. I had my first 2 children while cardiology fellow, and the third not long after. There was a time when my daughter thought my name was Bye Bye Daddy. I went to work with baby food so many times on my tie until I finally learned to put my tie on in the car after the morning hug. There is nothing that puts your work in better perspective than a toddler on the front porch screaming, "Daddy's home." Take special care to appreciate those around you who will forgive you for being a bit late to the school play if there's an emergency. But get out early and find time for those people when the opportunity arises.
Between now and 10 years from now, you're going to be at least 3 different people. You're going to be in and out of love. You're going to have different hairstyles, a couple different cars, different friends, different tastes in music, different dresses, maybe a couple different pets. All this change is important, and you should embrace it. Today is not about being a finished product. Today is about celebrating the beginning. As a storyteller, as a journalist, as a learner, as a human in this world.
When I left WVU to go to Wall Street, I walked into a training classroom filled with graduates of Penn, and Yale, and Chicago, etc. I was scared to death. Therefore, I decided to spend 1 extra hour every day after class studying. Now, I didn't catch up on the bar. After that, I am a West Virginian. Then at the end of that 80-month training period, I finished third in the class. And I knew then I could compete with anybody. Now, I don't know what happened to the other 29 people in that training class, but I know 25 years later, I ended up being part of a management team that ran a firm of 12,000 financial consultants that had revenues of $7 billion and profits of $1.5 billion. You see, there's been numerous success stories come out of those seats where you're sitting. Dean Sartorelli and this faculty have prepared you for success. Whether you achieve it or not is up to you. But I can assure you this, you can compete with anybody. I know that for a fact.
Let's say college is the best years of your life. They should enjoy every moment because we'll have to be like this again. I can say without a doubt in my mind that the past 2 years at WVU have been the best years of my life. I hope that resonates amongst my classmates. Although we all have different stories, different backgrounds, different beliefs, after today, we'll all have one thing in common. We'll all be WVU graduates. And that is something that can never be taken from you.